Hello and welcome to Conservative to America. I'm your host, Cole Holcomb. And today we are going to be covering Barack Obama, the big, the bad, and the ugly, along with the Russia collusion hoax. How we are finding out more about this former president's presidency that might stain his touch on history. Let's go straight over to this video from the Michelle Obama podcast.
I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't outlawed, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant.
Sure he did. Sure he did.
You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this. I had a
Yeah, Barack. I'm sure you loved your gay professor and all the grooming he did on you. No, what does Barack Obama believe is vital for a young boy? A father figure? No. Maybe strong manly work? No. Maybe good influences throughout their life, good men in their life? No. I'll tell you what, this way he said, you need a gay man because that really builds. You need somebody who corrects you whenever you're politically incorrect. That's exactly what every boy. No, that's not at all what any boy needs. It's a gay man. I mean, no, that's not even like in like the top 5 things that a boy needs is a gay professor who whips you into shape whenever you say something that's politically incorrect. No, not even close. Okay. Barack, he is on this podcast, Michelle Obama's podcast. It's kind of funny, isn't it? Because Michelle Obama, this podcast is all about women. We can do it by ourselves. We don't need the help of our husbands in life. We don't need the help of men. And then Barack Obama comes on her show and gives her the best rating she's ever seen. I'm just saying. Coincidence? I think not. Now, anyways, it's weird. Kind of interesting. Interesting. I think not. It's the truth. Okay. Michelle Obama's podcast is what it is today because of Barack Obama. Okay. It's a good podcast because it's a podcast that people tune into because she was first lady of the United States, and she was first lady of the United States because her husband was president of the United States. Okay. So like, she is who she is today, and she's well known by Americans today because of who her husband was. Okay. Like that's just common sense. Now, anyways, that was Barack Obama, the big, the bad, and the ugly. But now we're digging in more. Barack Obama's presidency, the big, the bad, and the ugly. Apparently, it turns out this dude may have been a shady guy while he was president. Who would have thunk it? Who would have guessed it? Who would have guessed that this guy was shady? He was a shady guy. Okay, I've been saying it for years. This dude was shady. We saw it with Hillary Clinton and James Comey. Okay, but now we're especially seeing it. How he, number one, tried to infringe on an American election. Then he made up lies to convince Americans not to vote for a man for political reasons. That is totally against the law. But as Donald Trump said, and as the Supreme Court ruled on immunity for presidents, he probably won't get hurt at all. This is there was a case up here before the Supreme Court not too long ago, and I'll read out this is what President Trump said today. It says it probably helps him a lot. Probably helps a lot. The immunity ruling, but it doesn't help the people around him at all. But it probably helps him a lot, Trump said Friday. He's done criminal acts. There's no question about it. But he has immunity, and it probably helps him a lot. He owes me big. Obama owes me big. Okay, he's right. So with the Russia collusion hoax, Obama apparently made that up. He knew that it was phony information that he was posting and telling the American public, but he continued to go ahead through with it. But it turns out he's going to get immunity, and there probably won't be anything that the American government can do to him per se, because whenever a president is president, the only way that you can convict him on crimes is through putting it through the Senate. So he would need to go through the Senate in order to get convicted and all of that thing, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Which of course would never happen because you have to have 66 votes. You have to have a 2/3 majority. 66 votes, I think. 67 votes because you had 66.66666666, and it goes on for 2/3, so it's 67 votes in the Senate and you're not going to be able to even pull that many Democrats out of Magic Eye, even if you were able to convince them that Barack Obama probably, even if you were able to show them video of Barack Obama punching a baby, you probably still wouldn't be able to get them to vote to convict the guy in the Senate. You might be able to push an impeachment through the House, but it would take years, and in the end, it would kind of be worthless. But that does not give immunity to the people who work for him or the people who know about it in his cabinet, and justice can still be served. And if he has immunity, well, then they can call him before Congress and they can investigate him and they can stain him for the rest of history. So even though he has immunity and he cannot go to jail, this guy could be remembered by history terribly for the rest of his life and for generations more to come. Which, if that's the least we can do, that is what we should do for a man who has really stained this country with lies. Um, he stained this country with a Russian collusion hoax. Barack Obama, in reality, whenever we look at it, he's probably one of the worst presidents in American history. Um, History will show because he was president over one of the most divisive times in this country, and it was because he separated political party. He had race where he wanted to have that seen again, and it was more like it was no longer merit; it was your race that decided who you were in this country, and that was a problem. And then he, of course, what we're finding out now is that he interfered with America's elections, which turns out that's not a good thing. Um, but anyways, uh, some crazy stuff. But this is insane what's going on. The intelligence community did not have any information that Russian President Vladimir Putin wanted to help elect President Donald Trump during the 2016 presidential election. But at the unusual direction of then President Barack Obama, published potentially biased or implausible intelligence suggesting otherwise, the House Intelligence Committee found, according to a Fox News report earlier this week, um, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard had declassified a report prepared by the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence back in 2020. The report, which was based on an investigation launched by former House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, Republican from California, was dated September 18th, 2020. At the time of the publication of the report, Representative Adam Schiff, Democrat California, was the chairman of the committee. The committee focused on the creation of the intelligence community assessment of 2017, in which then CIA Director John Brennan pushed for the inclusion of the now discredited anti-Trump dozer. Despite knowing it was largely based on internet rumor, as Fox News Digital has reported. According to the report, the ICA was a high-profile product ordered by the president, directed by senior IC agencies heads, and created by just 5 CIA analysts using one drafter. Production of the ICA was subject to unusual directives from the president and senior political appointees, and particularly DCIA. The report states the draft was not properly coordinated with the CIA or the IC, ensuring it would be published without significant challenges to its conclusions. The committee found that 5 CIA analysts and drafters rushed the ICA's production in order to publish 2 weeks before President-elect Trump was sworn in. In a statement Tuesday, Obama denied Trump's bizarre allegations that he was the Russiagate ringleader. Out of respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of the White House. With a response, Obama spokesman Patrick Rodenbush said in a statement, "These claims are outrageous enough to merit one. These bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction." Obama's spokesman continued, "Nothing in the document issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election but did not successfully manipulate any votes." Gabbard later told Jesse Waters Primetime on Wednesday that there were deep state obstacles to releasing her information about the Trump-Russia collusion investigation, and that some people within the intelligence community didn't want it to see the light of day. There are a lot of deep state actors still here within Washington. President Trump wants us to find the truth. I want to find that truth. The American people deserve the truth, and they deserve accountability, Gabbard said. It's interesting. I think this is what the American people voted for. We're getting what people went to the ballot box in November and voted for transparency in our government, for things that have been hidden under the light of day for years to finally be uncovered, for things that have been shoved in back closets to finally be brought out. We're finally seeing things from this administration, things that people have been asking questions for years, and it turns out that our government has made things up to suppress votes. And if we look at this and we're like, okay, the government made this up, imagine what they have done. The Democrats have been suppressing votes for years, and they'll continue to if they get back at power. That's the reason why we must stop them from ever getting in power again. Um, we've seen this take place right now in the Russiagate collusion hoax, where Barack Obama was able to push a lie that people believed, and many still believe, where they were able to push a lie that Donald Trump rigged this election with Russia. Well, not this election, but rigged the 2016 election with Russia, the Russiagate collusion hoax. And it's terrible that someone could do that to our election system and could lower America's trust in their government and in their election system. Democrats say they're the friend of democracy. Democrats say that they're the friend of the Constitution, but in reality, they are the friend of suppressing the vote. They are the friend of hurting the American citizen and benefiting themselves. As there's a saying in Animal Farm, all animals are equal, just some are more equal than others. And a Democrat, in a nation run by Democrats, all people are equal, just some are more equal than others. We must stop the Democrats from ever reasserting power and office in the United States. Whenever they assert power, they bring with them, number one, a bad economy, number two, anti-America First policy, and number three, they bring with them the want to suppress the vote of the American working man, of the American man, of the patriotic man, of the Republican man, of every man, woman, and child in this country that wants to see a nation that is for the people, by the people, and always and will always be controlled by the people. Not bureaucrats, not government bureaucrats, not unappointed officials, but a government for the people, by the people, people that shall not perish from this earth. That's what Americans want. And the Democrats try to suppress it. We must stop them from ever getting in office again by being very vocal on social media platforms, by being very vocal in our schools, by being very vocal in the workplace, by being very vocal in public places where we're at, by pushing out and getting out to vote and encouraging our neighbors and our family and our friends to get out to vote. That's the reason why the 2026 midterms are so important, because if the Republicans can secure another 2 years in the House and in the Senate, we can push through an agenda that won't just last for this presidency, but it will last for a lifetime. It'll last for generations. It will last for this generation and for generations to come. We need an America that is here for the people, not for billionaires, not for donors, not for government appointees, not for bureaucrats, but for the people of the United States of America. This is the type of stuff that the Democrats want to suppress, they want to stop, they want to shut down, and we must stop them. We must stop. We must stop the craziness, the wokeness, the radicalness of the ultra left. It must be stopped. Thank you very much. My name is Cole Holcomb, and I am the host of Conservative to America. Please tune back in here anytime throughout the week as we continue to post videos, continue to watch our shorts. Email us at conservativetoamerica@gmail.com for any questions that you have throughout this video. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe so we can continue to make more videos like this. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Thank you. Stay safe.